Salama Isole, Salama Isole. I'm just speaking to myself right now. I realize that. But I'm just going to talk, and if anybody catches up, anybody can catch a little bit of what I'm going to speak on. I'll see if anybody comes in. I think that's how everybody else does it. And then we'll go from there. Let's give the Father all the praise and glory. Let's thank Yahuwah. Let's praise Ahaya. Let's give the Elohim of hosts all the praise and glory, only the praise and glory, only the worship, and only the service. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Salama, sis, salama. Matundo, matundo, which means in Paleo Kikongo, thanks for joining. St. Louis, Missouri, we're here in the little steadily been getting rain, steadily been getting some kind of storms, then we get a break, it's clear again, etc., etc. You know. How are you, beloved? Hmm. Well, I'm just gonna just go and just move into what I really want to just get off of my heart before I have to stop the live. And those are my twin boys in the background in their rooms, uh, doing their usual um, shenanigans and sounds, etc. They're 15. They have mild special needs. So I'm that type of dad. I have been given this honor, you know, to be their father and to give them the structure, stability, and love and silliness that they deserve. But they real heroes. All praises, sis. Good to hear. We get a lot of people who will join and then they'll jump right back out. They'll join and they'll jump right back out. And that's just because maybe they think there's a topic that is going to be interesting. And when they start to realize that we're going to speak on supernatural spiritual things, they quickly jump on out. I feel, if I don't want to waste my time, I'm not going to waste my time. You have to use you do? Okay. Yeah, but.
We did good pizza.
Yeah, the pizza was pretty good, wasn't it? Pizza was good? You too?
Yeah.
Good. It was delicious. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah. Ah, it was very good, yes. Yeah, we're gonna give the Father all the praise for getting that pizza ordered. Let me know when you're done, bud. So I guess I'm gonna be doing some of my dad structure, special needs things in the midst of having this live conversation, which just keeps it real and authentic, So let's go on and do it. Hello from Virginia. Salama, salama. I'm in the Midwest, Missouri. I have been to West Virginia. Do you get drama due to your light skin? Yes. Now you know I do. Not as much as you would actually think. I think because I come off kind of decisive and not to be played with, that it just gives a land of authority. I've always had to be this way. But yeah, I still hear the comments. Man, I hear the comments. And it gets old. It gets tiresomely old. You know, I can go back 5 generations of Mississippi, Negroes, father, grandmother, grandfather, and go on great, 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 greats. 5, just on this. From me to my father on. So stop playing. Right, sis, right. Thank you, beloved, thank you. Let's see. What else we got here? Oh, okay. I'm trying to stay in my place. May I ask, Aki is in the truth also? Salam, Ak. Salam. Thanks for joining, man. Thanks for joining. Because if so, that's understandable. Fine lines when it comes to um, speaking on things amongst husband and wife. All I can say is if there's as again if there's more of a benefit to it, uh, then it should still be productive because the utmost part of your purpose, along with being a rib, is to fulfill His will. You know, and His will won't interfere or go against His, meaning your head. But there might be some things that you do that's for you, to Him, personal, and for Him, to Him. Because we all got our individual walks amongst our joined, twined togetherness. So, one of the boys just used the bathroom. Yeah, so I just helping them out, They're pretty good with it really on their own, but at the same time, uh, you know, I'm that type of hands-on dad, sis. So. Well, again, you have a voice. Uh, as we've gotten into reading these so-called lost books, we see that a lot of sisters were extremely important to continuing everything from heritage to identity to language to judgeship to stewardship, uh, as a watchman, uh, as a warrior, as a priestess, as a prophetess. So, again, you have a voice. Sorry, Ak, I was walking from the bathroom back and stuff, man. I'm sitting down now, and it looks like my connection is good again. So that's probably Talk playing with it because I got one of the highest Wi-Fi strengths here in this building. But that's probably them again, which won't be nothing new. So now that I'm sitting stable, how about we just go on and if everybody can hear me nice and easy, I still get this good green light, we can start going from there. Salama sis, how are you? How are you? I'm gonna turn for a minute, man. I gotta wipe my nose. Sometimes them allergies, boy, here in Babylon. Okay, I just want to start off. I'm gonna come direct and be very crystal clear. Anybody who comes into this live will not be making any mistakes about where I stand and what I understand. But let's make it abundantly clear. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm sure I'm not about to give nobody no honey. And as far as the other nations, come on, man. My whole role is to be a battle axe, and I don't hesitate to want to be in that role. I'm comfortable with it. So, as I was trying to elaborate now more about what we were talking about, sis Danielle, is that we are his battle axe. And it's us who's supposed to light within these oppressive nations that have us. And it's here that we set it ablaze. So we have to understand our role is to be just this. And we have many, many, many Gentiles who seem like just coming out of the woodwork. And they all are having this Torah movement, as they starting to call this on people gang. And so they want to go back to just not just the 10 commandments, but they want to go to supposedly all 613. You know, they want to observe the feast days as Gentiles. How out of order and arrogant is that? You know, not only that, but they also want to dictate in a not even condescending, but almost prideful. We all the same. So again, I'm gonna be very clear in what I'm about to say. We Yehudi were humans. I want you to get the understanding of what that means because y'all been given the abbreviated HUMAN and you think that means SR. But we're humans, first originals. Even the term indigenous applies to us more than almost anybody else. Next to Ham, we probably really the two real indigenous on this earth. Japhet, indigenous, but a lost cause, uh, tainted, infused with mutancy and degeneracy and lunacy. So we Negroes, us Bantu, Yehudi, we are humans. We're not a part of mankind. The rest of you nations are of mankind. Now, it's okay for you to accept it. It's okay for you to be cool with it. But what I don't understand is why y'all always want to act like we all got to be the same. What is the need? What is the need? Because I myself, when I was in the role of understanding who I was supposed to be, I was okay with it enough. But it's funny how the tables turn and you're not. I don't have time for the hypocrisy and I won't placate nobody. Not of you other nations, particularly. So again, we're the only ones that are human. Then you have to have the rest of mankind. That's all the other nations. Once you accept this hierarchy and understanding, you'll be much more comfortable in everything else we continue to profess to teach you and show you, although you still stiff necked, don't even want to listen to that. I've seen brothers and sisters inform many a Gentile who professes to know his name. Oh, professes to know the Son's name. Oh, professes to know there's a seventh day Shabbat. But you're stupid on everything else. You read Leviticus and some of the Torah, and all of a sudden you know feast days and you got it down and you know exactly how to observe, and it's like it's innate to you. Come on now. Come on now. Everything you think you know, you're gonna be retaught. Crazy thing is that this teaching won't end. It's gonna be an infinity. See what's gonna happen, and my peoples understand this and they get this. I still ain't breaking a bed, Aki. Man, dig. Huh. You think it could be just a connection? Because I'm sitting looking pretty good. And it continues to tell me a good connection. And I'm sitting right in front of my router and my modem and everything. So, damn, my man. But I'm going to continue. You're scratching the surface of your understanding. What I love about the other nations and my peoples can understand, we can testify to this, is that you have been lied to longer than we have been lied to. And yet, you find out a few of these truths, and all of a sudden, you know it all again. You got all the understanding. You're sitting up here just, oh, all praises. Okay, right. Thanks. Appreciate that, warrior. Appreciate that. But yes, but in context, they've been doing a facsimile of what we did authentically. You see, because it was never authentic, you basically could say they were just going through the motions. So, although we would think that they have been observing and this and that, no, they haven't. And if we're talking about just the converts, that's a different observance than comparing them to the rest of the nations, because the rest of the nations of Christians and Catholics and such, no. Because first and foremost, we've been going on Sundays. Right then and there, man, everything else on the foundation is out of order. Anytime we was going on the Sunday, we was already out of order. It doesn't hurt me to admit every single thing I knew about so-called religion and my beliefs. What's wrong? I got no problem saying it whatsoever because it frees me, sis. It helps me to quickly grasp more of what his discernment is for me because I let it go. I don't let anything stay in me that I know is of old flesh. I'm cool to discard it all, man. So no, none of the other nations of these false doctrines have been doing anything correct. Just because you profess in the Savior, and just because you profess in the Father when you call them by these pagan titles, still didn't mean that the heart was right. If you really want to think about it, the majority of us, even us, asleep. We weren't born again. That being dipped in that water and thinking that we all of a sudden became born again, that's that another false theology that they can't get right because they didn't have the understanding. But we weren't born again. But now we are. Now we understand exactly what being born again is because we have now experienced the full Ruach HaKodesh, the spirit with the water and the flesh. We have now been washed in it truly in the dry bones being awakened. You see, in us being awakened, we were purified and raised back up, man. We were filthy worms, ragged, of no use, couldn't even form a body. And when he woke us up, he not only reactivated that spirit within us unique, but he washed us clean. So when we continue to pray to him and ask him to forgiveness, he already has. Hence why we all have and are and still phenomenally waking up. So we move past these things. But nobody, not us included, going to church and doing everything related to the duties and responsibilities that we thought of. No, because the foundation was always false. It was deceptively false. So let's just be honest. We were in quicksand, but we're not anymore. The more we get like-minded, but more important, the more we get like-hearted, we continue to know how Yahusha walked this earth. Right, Ak? It is. It is. So I don't cling into giving them any hugs of what I and myself was in deception. I was ignorant to the core. I had no truth in me. Let's keep it 100. But I do now. You see, before I was a sinner, not still realizing that I wasn't really being forgiven. I was being absolved, you see, under this grace. See, what I was getting is more time. More time. Salam, sis. Salam, sis. Salam. Glad to see you, beloved. Glad to see you. We were having been given more time to continue to refine ourselves as best we could in our ignorance and in our being asleep. But we were never really forgiven. We had to serve our time. Penance had to be fully paid. The 400 years have been paid. Our time is over. We have been forgiven. Now we've been born again with the awakening. Now we understand. So what we do now, everything we do, we profess, we say, we believe, we know. It must be in solid, strong, unbreakable foundation. If not, we're just like the hypocrites. And I don't want to be like them anymore. We are not like them anymore. We know who we are. You see, if I had known any of this truth, man, when I was 13, I'd have just went up to the mountain somewhere and started trying to make a life, man. Because I'd have realized Enoch had it right all along. This earth is only going to cause you ruin. It's only going to corrupt you. So a lot of times we've been dependent on these fat pastors and these blinged out church mothers, these chaplains who have seduced us with their benignness, but all they are is reprobate, disgusting pedophiles. We have went into other phase of confusions. They all profess the same things in a form. They all have no power. They all cannot hear themselves. They cannot call forth any fire when going against the prophets of Baal. So all this time, they have been nothing but pretenders and frauds, posers, and I don't want to give him no credit. I'm moving on. If wood and stone has deceived us to such a degree, man, then destroyed us to such a degree that even now, man, we still got our people so clinging to it. It's very disturbing to still see so many of our people willing to not only go get that vax, man, but everything else related to whatever they tell them propaganda wise. The mind has been that confused. It's been that haywired, you know. But again, let's give the Father the praise and glory because we are not. We have awakened. We have accepted the Ruach HaKodesh, making us born again, throwing off all of our old man flesh to this new flesh. I like it in this body better than I did before. See, the one before, man, had me looking for women. The one before had me want to watch porn. The one before had me just drinking, and I mean, all I did was drink beer. I didn't do nothing else. I wasn't a heavy drinker on no hard alcohol. I never had an appetite for it or nothing. I was not about no drugs or needles or nothing like that. I smoked my stuff, dude, real tough. I drank my beer, and that was really my life, man. You know, I worked. I had a mother who raised me with manners and class and structure. My auntie as well, between those two. So I had to work, man, to go and bring money in to help mom out. You know, I had to do these things. I had to get good grades. And even though I enjoy getting good grades, and even though I enjoy being smart and learning and stuff, you know, I still had all them rules. So we sit up here today by no mistake, man. We were all rebels in churches. We were all revolutionaries. We were the ones who constantly asked the questions. We were the ones who always wanted to know, well, but how come? When I was 10 years old, man, this Bible class uh, deacon, him and his wife, continued to go up to my mom every Saturday and would tell her, you should talk to your son. Because he asked too many questions. He was always asking things out of the little guidelines. And so this was always who we were. We were always the one. Shalom says shalom. All praise the Most High. We were always the one. So let's get back into this subject. I've been sidebarring on some things and stuff. My cat wants to come inside. She coming in. You ready to come in, baby? Hi, mama. Hi, mama. Yeah, I got a tender heart, man. You know, I love pets and things like that. So I believe in expressing my love and sharing my love and giving my love. Now, here's the thing: all these created of His, whether it's the plant life, the birds outdoors, the squirrels, the ants, our cats, our dogs, our fish, yeah, the trees, the living of life. They all have His spirit. Now, do they have the human spirit? No. But every species created by Him has His unique spirit for what it is that He created. That is how awesome the Most High is. And intelligence. Nobody can deny it, whether you want to or not. So I try to take care and be kind and considerate. Oh, wow, for real, sis? To his pets and other things that have his spirit in them, his unique spirit, because he created them too, you know. Now, yeah, you know, I will, you know, kill a mouse, you know, here in my crib. Yeah, I'm not for no roaches or none of these other invasive species. I'm not just going to walk up to an alligator and say, hey, man, I got to love you, because that's all dumb. Allergic to cats only, sis, or are you allergic to dogs or just pets in general? Salama, sis. Salama, I see you're here. You're here. Hello. Hello. Hello, sis. Hello. Come on and sit down, girl. Dang. So, I want to get back to the subject, what I wanted to get on here. This has been something in me that has been vexing in me, and it needs to be expressed because the Father has words, and it's through us that we must proclaim these things. It's too late in the game. Shalom, sis. It's too late in the game. I'm all happy that the Gentiles want to know his name. I'm happy that they want to know the Son's name. I'm happy that they want to get a little bit of a pre on understanding the Shabbat, these feast days, these high holy days. Okay, So let me say that. Let me say that because we are alike. And so I'm okay with them having gained this knowledge. But it is incrementally little comparatively to what we know. Now, that could come off as arrogant and egotistical. But the truth of it is I'm not dumbing down myself on what I know as knowledge. And because we ourselves continue to sharpen each other, because we got good, strong foundations, we must know what we're talking about. So I refuse to continue to, first and foremost, this is the whole reason why I'm even speaking on these things, is I refuse to continue to get Gentiles who want to follow me. I continue to get tired of Gentiles who want to comment or send me the messages in private, really. Now, the ones who are humble, who are open-minded, are naturally considerate, probably warm and just normal, I meet them all the time. I'm cool with them in my neighborhood, in my building complex. I mean, we get along with all mankind. We are commanded for this. Hence how we've been able to endure in this oppression of being scattered into all these nations. It's because we are able to get along with mankind, contrary to the propaganda that constantly tries to form us as villains from birth, of no use and of no good. It's all false. The Negroes have always opened up their door to anybody who truly wanted to come in our kitchen and be cool with us. Be cool. So stop it. So now, again, it's this compared to what we know. And if we're supposed to be a light to them, then we must act like lights to them. Now, if we are in a priest and priestess authority, shouldn't be much that they should be even talking back on that. But see, even that John 3:16, and there's no difference between Jew or Greek. That's stumbling blocks of the New Testament alone, and that Paul, his letters, not commandments, not statutes, not even laws. Paul's letters. So we sit here, right? Iron sharpens iron. And we are the salt of the earth, even in this low state. So just imagine as we continue to rise up. Hence, the need to cleave and graft. Why use such strong words of bonding if it's not what he literally meant? So how are they leading us? How are they teaching us? But they supposed to be cleaving and grafting to us. Now make that really make some sense, man. So I don't want to hear it. So I'm not showing them no honey. I'm coming under with this bitter, gets in the stomach, makes it sour. Digest it anyway. It's necessary. So again, there are Gentiles that follow me and I follow them. And we've got beautiful relationships. There's some sisters on here, some brothers on here, man, that are coming into the truth or have been in the truth, but they always speaking on us, proclaiming who we are, always in this bold, open, true way. They understand what the grafting, they understand what the attempt to cleave really intones. They act like it. See, the actions, them fruits, man. But now we continue to see many of these Gentiles who will have the audacity to friend us, knowing that if I get on your page, And I look at your content, and I don't look at just a first week, man. I go all the way down, damn near to. I mean, it depends on how many years you've been on top, but I will invest the time to get knee deep in all the things you professing to say and all the things you professing to like. Now, I might not be able to say everything that you favorite in and like it, but I sure can see the content if you are a creator. And I continue to sit here scratching my head, man, laughing to myself when I sit here and go, "You seriously want me to follow you back? You haven't said one thing about my nation. You haven't mentioned one thing about the people. It seems like all y'all want to talk about is the Father's name, the Son's name. All y'all want to talk about is the Sabbath. You try to act like you're talking about these feasts and how holy days. But the truth of it is that's it. That's all y'all about. That's all you're good for. Can you display some power in your prayer? Can you seize into the atmosphere and get that authority through Him? Can you put your hands on someone and make them feel better because He made them feel better? Mm-mm. See, I've been hesitating to get on live because I was getting ready to proclaim, let's do prophets of Baal. Let's put the fire on the fire and see who He answers. It is that time. It is that time. Right, Ark. Symbolism without substance. Man, hit that nail. Hit that nail hammer. Hit that nail hammer. Man, yeah. Right, sis. All fists. Straight to the jaw. Jab, jab, jab. You man ain't got no time to be playing with these Gentiles no more, man. I am not the one anyway. I see many of y'all have a lot more tolerance, not patience, but a lot more tolerance for their uh, prideful condescension. They're condescending, telling you. You get a few lies discovered, and you don't think everything else is a lie too. And all we do is say, but you gotta know us, recognize us, and acknowledge us, and go with us. You ain't going through us. Ain't nobody going before us. So that nonsense that y'all think we all walking into the lands together and we gonna go into the kingdoms through the gates together, and then when the Father brings the third Shemaiah and the new Jerusalem down, we all gonna be in the hierarchies of this, and David and Abram, Abana, and Adam, and Yahweh, Enoch. You mean to tell me all of them is gonna be sitting up here with you Gentiles, man? Come on, that don't even make no damn sense. I'll be sitting up and thinking, wait a minute. I get resurrected to come back to sitting up here with this average bum dude who basically only is in the kingdom because he humbled down enough to start following some commandments. But up until that, he's still spittle in the form, man. Y'all better know y'all places. You better understand these things, and y'all better start reading second address. You better start. Y'all better start reading some Baruch, man, because they letting you know. Right. They don't understand our patience. But we're tired. We've been tired. We're exhausted now. We don't even want to put up with any shenanigans no more, man. We feel it. We know it's getting closer. So we just need to just move them out the way. If y'all don't want to behave, man, if y'all don't want to heal, get on out the damn way. But you ain't telling us no more. I see the sisters come back with the fire, the young sisters, the senior sisters, the elders. I see all the different ages of our sisters that steadily bringing that fire. I see the brothers bringing the content of creativity and of truth. We steadily shatter all the glass. And yet none of them really come out with their own mouths and profess, you taught me something. I now understand. Thank you very much. It's always steadily going back and forth. They never concede. So if you don't know how to tell me I'm right, if you think me and you gonna go back and forth when you only using half the volume of the books anyway, and you're not gonna tell me I'm making one point of sense, then I will literally treat you like the damn dogs you are. The heathens that you are. Look, let's keep it 100. You're humble and you be submissive. That's how we gotta be. That's how y'all gotta be. But if you think that you're gonna tell us, the prophets awakened, about these things, and yet every time I get on your content on your page, y'all don't know what's happening with this event coming, and you don't understand this. You fall for every bit of an okie doke. Many of y'all have already taken at least the first jab and haven't admitted that you've already done it, you Gentiles, but y'all want to play this game? Come on, man. Come on. Push you right on to the side. See, my salvation and our people's nation salvation isn't dependent on y'all. We having our second Exodus anyway. We're going into the paradise wilderness while everybody else goes through a 10-horn great tribulation beast kingdom. We going back to the lands with handmaids and servants. We gonna be there waiting when God wants to come up against us and we war with him in that short battle before the Son himself comes and puts that toe onto the Mount of Olives and then says, I got a map of cities I'm supposed to immediately go and wreck and ball. Let me go and destroy these nations. Let's go. We're going to constantly be teaching y'all for infinity. From here on out, Gentiles, you're only going to be getting taught. You'll be in no leadership roles over us, maybe amongst yourselves. And even then, that will be given you. You understand? But the truth of it is, man, is that you're going to get taught by the lights for infinity. So if you want this kingdom, if you want to serve the Father, if you want to worship the Father, you better start mentioning his children. You better start acknowledging us. So yeah, you other nations, if you want to follow me, I better hear our names. I better hear our names. Because if I look on your content and you ain't got nothing to say about the people, that means you still acknowledging by apathy the frauds, the converts, the posers, the pretenders. And for that alone, I won't even give you a follow back, but you can follow my content and still get this truth. See, you can follow me all you want. Listen to every damn thing I gotta say. Watch everything that I post. I'm cool with that. But as far as for you, there's no need to reciprocate. Does this sound rude? Does this sound... No, it doesn't. It actually sounds like somebody who is telling how it is. See, harshness is a thing that sometimes is necessary. It's a refinement, you know. Just like leather. You got to beat that leather and get that leather to where it's not as tough, as rough, as, unschooled, as untaught. It's the same thing, you see. They will be blessed or cursed by what they do to us. Facts, Aki, facts. And you know it. You know it. You know it. It's imperative that not only do we rebuke them in the scriptures and in our content, but that we stop following them. We stop accepting their follows. We don't. Because you look into it and you see that girl, that woman, that dude that makes content straight up against us. And I'm like, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all don't see this? Am I the only one Inspector Gadgeting people's content? Because I know we got some brothers and sisters over here that don't play. And they rough and tough and hit you in the mouth and make you bleed, I do the line from Eddie Murphy from The Nutty Professor, I'm a tube chipper, don't slip on the light. I'm fast on my temper, man. I was a dude who never got into too many fights, but see me growing up, I won't reveal my age, even though it's not a real big deal. I am 54. Yeah, I just turned May the 15th, so before anybody says anything, I am 54. I'm going to give the Father all the praise for the melanin of his power within us, the DNA of how he has created us, and for the genetics of my pop and my mom and all of them and stuff, my granny and my grandfathers and everyone and stuff, because I come from a line. Yeah. Are you 52, sis? You don't look it below. Oh, praises. Oh, praises. See? It don't crack. It don't even really wrinkle. You know, it don't even really wrinkle. You know, hey, what's up, sis? 40. Damn, you look much younger than that. I'd have told you right out the gate you was at least 32. You know, so sounds good. Sounds good. Look at us. Yahuda. Look at us. Yahuda. All praise the Most High. I love connecting. I love connecting to my Muspasha. Y'all my forever family. Do you understand? Y'all my forever family. I had a brother. He passed 9 years ago now. Oh, thanks, sis. 40? Man, 14 years. I mean, I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with that boy like a baton. Hand it over, beloved. I love that. Man, let's give the Father all this esteem again. All these things in our genetics and in our melanin, regardless of us being from the most fairest tortilla brown all the way to the most mahogany brown. Yet we are the brown greatest nation on this earth. On this earth, in captivity and oppression. Where did they get a hold of us when we break out? So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be able to talk to you and to speak with you and to just share. You know. But I wanted to make sure that if anybody doesn't understand, we are not equals. My nation, our nation, and the Gentile nations, we are not equals. There is no we are all the same. We are genetically humans next to mankind. Understand what mankind really is. There's a reason why everybody wants to sample and steal and pervert and appropriate everything about us, from our eyeballs and our teeth all the way down to our toenails and our hair and how we move our hips when we want to feel the rhythm. Let's keep it 100, man. The greatest people on this earth have always been us. And you don't want to acknowledge it, but you will. Y'all don't want to accept it, but you will. And you think it's going to go some other way? It won't. And you want to wait and see? I got time. I got time. They love to say we are, though. We not. We not. I'm keeping it clear so nobody wants a mistake when we do this. You know, I love our brothers and sisters who understand these things and they just simply accept it. Yeah, man, all right, man, I see that. I understand that. I've always wondered about y'all for real. I mean, you black folks and stuff. I mean, y'all seem to be doing these amazing things and stuff. I mean, sometimes I've seen y'all not be able to know these things, and the next thing you know, you get the chance for these things, and all of a sudden you're the greatest woman on the earth. You know, let's keep it 100. We climb buildings to save mamas. I mean, we climb buildings to save our mamas. Come on, man. Come on, man. People better stop. This is the salt right here. We the giant killers. And what I mean by that is we didn't slay 7, 8, 10 giants in these cities. These were cities filled with giants. Cats, Hamites, sitting up here in their 20, 30s, and 40 feet talls. And we slayed nations of them. Didn't have a scratch. Nobody had a runny nose. Somebody didn't lose an eye. There was no uh, uh, cut fingernails. We had none of these things, man. You read these stories of Gideon and all of this, and every time we got down, man, we didn't lose no man. 15,000 of us against 25,000 of them. 10,000 of us versus 35,000 of them. 100 plus thousand of them to 45,000 of us. Every man comes back alive. Ain't nobody suffering no limb losses. Ain't nobody sitting up here talking about, nah, I can't have kids. So why can't we believe in these things? Nah. Because he says that's what's going to come upon us. Let's get it. Let's get it. Everything that makes them, they stole from us. They just water it down. It's not even watering down, bro. You mean, truthfully, it's not even watered down. It's damn near already like it's milky. You know, murky. you know, uh, insubstantial, you know. As soon as they touch or perverse anything relating to what we do, how we say, or what we wear, how we eat, or how we play, how we sing, how we do whatever, it immediately becomes less than. You know, it is what it is. Right, them 14 floors. And you know what? He didn't even look like he was struggling. Bro got on that first, and he kept going up, man. And dude didn't even look like he was even slowing down. I was just like, damn, he getting stronger. That's his mama, though. That's his mama. I mean, come on now. Come on. Should be impressed. Should be impressed. Dominating in swimming, dominating in gymnastics, and dominating in, what was the other one of the three posts? And in the track. We got us another flow, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, for our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, y'all know what time it is, man. Your little run is over with. You know, us here gonna run with this little Olympic and track and field strengths until the end days, until everything is a wrap now, But we all peoples though, we all got off the same boat. So let's just keep that understanding. Ain't nobody different. Ain't nobody different. Thank you, Aki. Thank you. Right. Right. You know, I'm just sitting up here. I can talk about them all day. I can speak on them all day. I never get tired. I never get exhausted. I've said this in my other life. I never get tired. I never get exhausted. I can always speak on the Father, speak on His mystery, speak on His amazing, long suffering, and merciful self, the, the, the supreme common sense of His mind, and everything in the essence of what I don't know about the Aleph and the Teth. Right, man. The Alpha and the Omega. There is no beginning. There will be no end. I love that. I love the fact that I know He's in absolute control. Even when others tell you that somebody else is in control. I love the fact that He says He will not lead us, let us allow to be fully into the slaughter. And I believe I'm going to hold Him to Him. I'm going to hold the Father to keeping us out of the fire. Why not? Why not? So I'm just grateful to this. But again, I want to make sure that the Gentiles understand. Those of you who are already humble, those of you who are already submissive, those of you who are already sociable and open and considerate. Hey, I talk to you, I speak with you, I uplift you, I help you to understand when you have questions, if you have an inquiry. So we're doing our purposes with you. I've got plenty of Gentiles that follow me that I would start to say they ain't even Gentiles because they really are trying to grab. They really are trying to come in that correct way. And I mean, if there's an order to things, if there's a way of how to do it, why would they get offended by being told that it's got to go like this? You get a government in your nations that tell you how to do things all the damn time. And y'all toe the line with that. You stand 6 feet here, you do all this other stuff, even if you grumble. Yeah, if we tell you you gotta act like this according to us, and you gotta act like this according to us, and stuff like that, why can't you go, oh, thanks for putting us on game? Because we was teaching y'all, and obviously, man, we misled you. Because we were misled. That Jeremiah 14 must come to pass. They must all come to the realization that they are going to get nothing but the 10-horn beast kingdom. They ain't going into that paradise wilderness with us as handmaids and servants if they don't know how to correctly cleave and graft. So we'll just wait and see on this. But I got the perfect scripture, and this was mentioned to me by one of my brothers, Caucasian brother, who's coming to this truth and has been a real humble, curious, open-minded dude. Let me give him that. Let me give him shout outs for that. Right. So it's a passage that he mentioned, and as soon as he mentioned it, I immediately knew, yeah, this is what we need to run with. So this adds into the theme of what I'm speaking on, but this is Proverbs 12. We'll read one. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. A good man obtaineth favor of the Most High, but a man of wicked devices will be condemned. A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of righteousness shall not be moved. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. Do you understand, Gentiles, what I just read out to you? Y'all gonna keep going into that New Testament, and all you're gonna continue to do is vex him, and be prepared for the day when you're gonna try to cleave, and we're gonna push you 10 feet back. The ones who want to cleave and grab are the ones who are already doing it now. So for you, particularly, Travis, and you other sisters that have followed us and follow me, but yet you never speak on us, you never want to accept there's a secondary role for you Gentiles, and it has nothing to do with the first whatsoever. This is for you. Because you keep using half the book and you ain't never going to be able to beat any of us and making it make sense using half a book, man. So again, y'all better read that second Esdras. Y'all better read that Baruch. Y'all better read that Apocalypse of Moshe. Y'all definitely better read the Apocalypse of Peter. Y'all better get it together. You better understand what Enoch has said, man. Y'all better know. Because the time is coming short when the grace is going to be over with. And the only thing that you're going to be allowed to do is come look for us. But you will not be able to find us. Because we're going to be gone. And then you're going to sit there gnashing of teeth and crying. Because you're going to then realize that all you got is to try to live through this great tribulations of this 10 horns beast kingdom. Did you Gentiles even know that there's only 2 kingdoms prophesied to be in the last days? Facts, Aki, facts. Do you Gentiles know that in these last days, before it moves into its last heaviness, do you know that there's only 2 kingdoms that's supposed to be prophesied? One is the 10-horn beast kingdom. What would the other kingdom be? It speaks of Yehudi. If the converts are supposed to be the converts, well, they don't seem to be healing anyone. They don't seem to be coming out in droves of teams, coming out to speak this truth, to uplift, to read the Torah. They don't seem to be doing anything of offering back financial assistance to nations that have given them to bless them. They don't seem to be a light whatsoever. But just let you know something with that wink. That building, who primarily, if only exclusively occupied it? Do you think the timing is a coincidence? So you better start realizing judgments is already upon the Gentile nations, even those converts. And the more and more he sets us apart, the more and more you're going to start to realize. And then you won't have time because grace is going to be over with. And you will not be able to cleave and graft. And what you're going to do then? You're going to have to fear the face. Face the fear of what you've always hated in Christian churches, of you evangelical churches. What is that? Not being raptured, which won't happen. And having to deal with the great tribulation. Because you know a lot of y'all don't have any real true foundation. And you know you're going to go and take marks and do everything you else so you can survive. And that's going to be the wrap. So I'm going to wrap this up. We're giving the Father all the praise and glory. We thank Natata Nazambi We thank you. For the abundance of all things he gives freely. For he is faithful and true always. Thank you, Matando, for everyone who came into the live. I hope this has given a positive impact and instilled in us more courage and girded ourselves to know there's power in us. He's waiting on us to call it, to ask for it, to receive it. I want to be like Paul, who get bit by a snake and it don't even bother. Feel me? Yeah. I want to walk on that water, but I don't want to get shaken and stirred. I want to continue to walk. You feel me? I want to be able to tell that mountain to move, and it does move. Because my frequency has gotten to that level. You feel me? Let's go home, Yehudi. Let's go home. Man, right, Aki. Daniel the Lion Den and the others. Because not only did Daniel display that impeccable, unpenetrable courage and faith, but the other three brothers too. All four of them, because none of them burnt. Not a cinder. They all lived. Yeah. Salama Isolé. Isolé is Israel. When I call you Isolé, I am calling you Israel. Salama Aki. Thanks for the support. Salama sisters, Salama brothers, Salama all Achotes. And sis who was on earlier, if you're still on, I just want you to continue to be encouraged that you have a voice and that if you continue to learn from here, but it doesn't take you out of order in your household, stay with it. The Father establishes all things, not even we men. Not even we men. We get the establishment and we follow the order. Salama Aki. Be Baraka all day. Be Baraka all day, Miss Pasha. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, I need to save this. All right, fam. I'm going to leave there.